It's that time of the year. Your vacation is coming up. You can already hear the beach waves, feel the warm breeze, relax, and think about work. You really, really want it all to work out while you're away. Monday.com gives you and the team that peace of mind. When all work is on one platform and everyone's in sync, things just flow. Wherever you are, tap the banner to go to Monday.com.
The tea. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the time of day it is where you are. We are glad you joined us today. My name is Joe Batanz, and I am one of three co-hosts on a little show known as The Tea. First, from Mar Vista, California, she's the goddess of glitz, glamour, goth, gossip, and gore herself. She's the one, the only, the talented, the beautiful, the feminine. Despite what everyone else thinks, Miss Lauri K. Roggenkamp. Hello, Lauri.
Why, I do declare, Joe Batanz. That's it. That's all I got.
I can't believe you didn't make it in the Sunday company, though.
I know, eh? With that kind of stage work?
All right, and coming to us from the eastern part of what is it? The northern part? Or northeastern part? What is the direction there, Jay?
Why, I do declare, I don't know.
Northeast.
Whatever. Northeast part of Los Angeles County. It's the one, the only, the magnificent, the munificent, the maleficent, J. Elizabeth Ellis. Hello, Jay.
Hi.
Which spells
Didn't know my government name was going to be used. Elizabeth.
Yeah. Jeremy Elizabeth Ellis. That's his name.
That's me. That's my SAG card.
Yeah, he puts the me in Jeremy. Actually,
right.
I used that joke. I made it up when I was talking to my Jeremy.
Your
He's
Jeremy.
going to steal it. Yeah, well, that's his new name now. In fact, I will be changing that on Discord to my Jeremy.
Mm-hmm. When is Jeremy coming? One more time. I think I know this.
I just talked about this with Mercedes. April 26th through May 9th.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
How are you feeling about that?
I'm just, what it is now that it's getting closer, I'm kind of a planner. But I think Jay and I have talked about this. I'm not like a hardcore, like, this is the planner, this is the agenda, this is what we will do. Once the plan is set, I'm very casual. Like, oh, you don't want to do this? Great, we won't do it, but we have something to do this day if you want to do it. Okay?
Yeah.
And, but it's getting that in order, getting the sleeping arrangements in order and the living arrangements in order and what we're going to do and when, and squeezing it all in. And what's funny is, Jeremy, stop listening.
He throws his phone.
Yeah. I will text you the timestamps of when you should listen and when you should not listen. So, Mercedes is the chair.
We cut to the outro.
Yeah. Mercedes is the chair of Homeboy Industries.
Yeah.
And so because I've donated in the past, I got the we're having our big gala on April 27th.
And do people know what Homeboy Industry is? Is that known?
Oh, Homeboy Industries. It's a very prominent LA nonprofit. It's they help rehabilitate former gang members and help them get reintegrated back into life. It really is an incredible organization.
It's the program where Lauri met Joe.
It is. I was a gang member.
I was going to say, I was
what
a
are you
gang
doing,
member.
man? Look at her or him. I don't know, man. Right?
And I was like, excuse me, I am a lady, ma'am.
And I was, in fact, it was a sitcom in the 80s based on how we met. She's a white lady. He's a gay Mexican.
Together, they're Homeboy.
Yeah.
They're ganging up. That's what we were. Well, that's our name. Ganging up.
Yeah. Well, actually, strangely, it was called Fat Camp, but not the show that we do because my cholo name was Fat. right? And then she's
Just
Roggin
fat.
camp, you know.
Just fat.
Yeah, just
Hey,
fat.
we got big Big Elfo, we got Mondo, we got fat.
Yeah, people, and that was my whole thing. I would sit on people. That's how I would like kill them. He's gonna do a sit by. We throw him from the car, and then we launch him from the car, and then he sits on you till you're dead. Yeah. Anyway,
I don't know if you've ever had this happen to you, Joe, where like there have been moments where there's like a storyline where somebody fat dies, and then the way they die, I now have that as an anxiety. So like I have a very real anxiety about getting into a trunk of a car, because there was a CSI where a guy was put into a trunk of a car. He was so fat and he was crushed to death by his own weight, and suffocating from his own weight. Yeah.
It's funny that you say that, because I was just talking to my cousin.
Are you in a trunk of a car or
Star is
a lot. Jay,
Star
what?
is constantly.
Yeah,
I can
you
only
didn't know
travel
this?
in the trunk of the car when I'm with Star.
Yeah.
Star's constantly like, you get in the fucking trunk.
Like, I don't say it enough, but I guess I do agree with Star.
Yeah, the way I found out about this was I was hanging out with them, and Star just had a T-shirt that said "junk in the trunk."
Yeah.
But then Lauri had a T-shirt on that said "junk."
Yeah.
And I go, "What's it all about?" And that's when I found out.
Yeah. Our whole relationship pretty much revolves around it. I mean, that's how, she loves it. I mean, I will say that I do get a little bit of a hoot when I pop out of the trunk, and everyone's like, "Oh God!"
I'll say this, it sounds ridiculous, but it's actually saved them, because one time when Lauri was in the trunk, she noticed the spare tire, the air was low, and she told Star like, "Hey, the air in the spare is low."
Yeah. And Star was like, "Oh, thank God you told me that, because I was just about to put the spare tire on."
Yeah.
And I was like,
And then she patted Lauri in the stomach and goes, "Doesn't look too low to me." And I thought that was really rude.
yeah. Joe spends his entire weekend just in our driveway.
Yeah.
He doesn't go inside, but he'll hang out in the driveway.
Yeah.
And I know you get disturbed, Lauri, but I promise you, like, it's mostly good intentions.
You got a lawn chair out there.
But like one of those old 70s ones.
Yeah. One time I could have sworn I saw you have a sword.
Yeah.
There is legitimately a couple that it's like an old army car, a green army car that's on the end of the driveway. No, it's this guy. It's this guy. He wears like a cowboy hat and cowboy boots, and they're constantly hanging around that car. They're either in the car talking or they're outside. I don't even know if they actually live in an apartment here, because they're constantly in that car.
It reminds me of my Cholo days. That's what I used to do.
Is it because parking is so hard at your complex?
People thought that I had a lowrider, but it was just me getting in the car. What were you saying, Jay?
Is it because parking is so hard at your complex that they don't want to move that car? They'd rather just take business outside rather than move their car?
I guess so. I guess so. I mean,
and you haven't confronted them? I feel like you'd really would like lay into them, like, what the fuck are you doing? I hope you die, burn in a fire, etc.
The parking is so bad where she lives. They call it Far Vista. That's how far you have to park.
It's not. I mean, I find parking pretty easily, but it's not that bad. But
but you know what? Though I imagine like one of those like old Bill Murray movies from the early '80s where she just like rams her car into the car, whatever car is in the spot she's in, and just pushes it out of the way.
Fried green tomatoes.
I just park it in the. Yeah, I just park it in the garden.
Yeah, Lauri drives one of those bulldozers, and so that makes it convenient. She just bulldozes the car out of the way.
Oh, that explains it when we went to that burlesque night, why she took down a whole building when she parked. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. People were really upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, people lost jobs and lives.
Lost jobs, lives, and a lot of pasties were lost. And that people were like, okay.
Now we draw a line.
When you just had titties with pasties on, we were cool. But now that these pasties are off, it's really offensive.
Yeah. I just don't want to see titties. I want to see pasties, then titties. Yeah. That's the sequence.
You didn't stay for any of the dancing, did you, Lauri? Am I remembering that right?
I did not.
Oh, you really missed out on the last woman. Well, that's because she was
in the show, but we left before she came out.
I was the table.
Oh, no. I was thinking that we didn't see the dancers or Lauri in the same room at the same time.
Her name was Burlesque. And
I was the one with the giant penis. Yeah. That was me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn it. I'm sorry to have missed. Maybe next show.
Yeah.
No, I forgot. I think I had to work. I forgot the reason I left. It was either I had to work or I didn't want to be there. Or a mixture of both.
I mean, honestly, 50-50
Why were we
shot.
there? Was it someone's birthday?
That was
Christmas party?
Christian's.
Yeah, Christian's
Yeah,
birthday.
Christian's
Christian's
birthday.
30th birthday. That's right. But,
Yeah.
like months
At
after he
Bathtub-
had it, right? Or something. At Bathtub Gin, where we were going to take
That's
humble
what it was.
pie, and it was closed. It closed like right after.
Oh, it's not there anymore?
It did?
Oh, you didn't know it's closed? Oh, you guys don't know this?
No.
Joe, I've told you this, that place has had so many different things in it, they cannot keep a business in that upstairs. I don't know what goes on there, but it's just, I think nobody knows it exists. It's a staircase up to like a vacant room.
Yeah, you do sort of have to walk up a creepy stairway. So that is a little.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a cool venue. I just, I think I had to work. I think that was the reason I had to work.
I think it was a Tuesday or something, I feel, and then you had to leave. But also they're going to feature it on Vanderpump Rules. Wasn't that the reason Christian wanted to go?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He's so stupid.
And it hasn't been
he
shown
was like,
yet.
we got to go there because it's going to blow up. And it blew up all right.
Yeah, in the wrong opposite way. Yeah, I went to a place when I did a play what was that? I guess it was almost 2 years ago. We went to a place in LA called No Vacancy, which is a speakeasy type place where you go into a house essentially, which is the front, and then you like the Mirage or whatever, and you walk up and there's a woman laying on a bed who, like, you say the password and she turns the knob on the bedpost.
Oh my God. I want that job so bad. I just want to lay in a bed.
Yeah, she was very seductive. She had fiery red hair and like a green.
Oh, you have to be seductive? Oh, I was thinking I just wear my underwear and my shirt, dirty shirt, and just watch Netflix.
Yeah, watch some Harley Quinn. When she slid the knob over, the whole bed would slide to the side, and then you would go down these stairs, and it opens up into the yard and the underground part, and it was packed full of people. You never would have known. It's so well hidden. It's so cool.
I don't know.
I wouldn't go back.
I feel like to me, I'd be like, that doesn't seem like we're going to get out of here alive.
Oh, no. Whenever I've gone to these speakeasies, the opposite. I feel like it's so clearly everything. When they went to a Z Gallery and bought everything, it seems so artificial and not authentic. You know who did seem authentic, but I don't even know if people still go. It was hot for a minute. Remember they turned the old Clifton's cafeteria into like a bar and stuff like that?
Is that downtown?
It's in downtown. It was an old cafeteria that it took years to revitalize it to its former glory. And when you guys hear cafeteria, it's not like any cafeteria you've ever seen. That the Clifton's cafeterias in LA, they each had like these like really bizarre, absurd themes. Mm-hmm. And this one was centered. There was like a whole tree in the middle of the cafeteria, and the whole thing was built around that tree. And so they revitalized it, and they made it like really hip. And it was a very, very cool space. But then I feel like the pandemic just sort of, I'm sure, I don't know what's going on with that place. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. And back to the story was, I have a phobia, going back to Lauri. You know, they sell those. Have you seen them? They sell them a lot of like internet or survival places. But it's like a thing you can have on your key ring that will tear open your seatbelt and then also like bust the glass.
Yeah.
In case your car goes off a bridge and goes into the river.
Right.
And I have this thing where I haven't bought one yet, but I feel like I should have it in case for some reason I'm driving off a bridge and into a river, which I'm never driving on bridges into rivers.
Joe.
I have one.
Oh, do you really have one, Lauri?
Yeah, I have one that you can break the window and then slash your seatbelt.
I am not kidding. I want one. I was just thinking about this earlier this week where I'm like, I really should just put one in my glove compartment. But I had one. I don't know where it went. That had a puncture tool to puncture your airbag too, because apparently if you're in the water, the last thing you want is like the airbag to be coming at you too. So you can puncture the airbag, break the window, cut your seatbelt, and then it had a little flashlight that was waterproof on it too. It was like a little tool.
But here's the thing though. If this happened, wouldn't you be so disoriented for enough time? How would you be like, okay, now I got to get this tool? No,
I'm so good in that fight or flight thing. I am planted and grounded, and I really do well when emergency happens.
You know what, Jay? I
freeze.
No, both of you, I have stories. Usually I wouldn't think that. One time, Jay and I were in an emergency. I don't want to say what it was. Jay got us out alive. He just is really quick
It
with
was
this.
Vietnam.
It rhymed with Tyne to Devon. And Jay and I were there for a meeting.
Tyne Devon.
No, Tyne to Devon.
Tyne to Devon.
Yeah. And we were there for a meeting. And, the first thing hit. And Jay was like, we're out of here. And he actually had 2 parachutes with him. And he had this tool. He busted the window. And we jumped out with it. People don't ever talk about this.
I know. I'm an unsung hero.
Yeah. And then with
I don't
Lauri,
know what you're referring to.
I can't get into it, Lauri. Tyne to Devon.
Uh-huh.
It took me a solid 45 seconds, and I was there. I was there, and I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, Jay
Was I there?
He didn't remember.
No,
Was I there?
Laura, you're lucky you weren't. No, you weren't there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, because I'm like, should I know this? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think I told this story where I was at a GLAAD Awards event with my friend Janae.
Okay, Robert Mata.
I was being honored. No, I was there. I was invited as a guest, and I brought my friend Janae, who drove in, and we drove there. We're having a great time.
Janae
And
Monell?
Monet?
Yeah.
Janelle Monet?
Janae Monell?
Yes. She was right behind
Rhymes
me.
with.
Rhymes with.
Rhymes with.
On the nose. And as we were passing by this woman, all of a sudden, I felt something hit the back of me, and I thought it was Janae.
Sorry, I was masturbating. I was behind you, and
I was like,
Yeah.
I shrugged. I was like, it is the GLAAD Awards. I get it.
That's true, actually.
You know who was there? He's he's a porn star, or he was in porn, and now I can't remember his name. It'll come to me, but I was like, I remember seeing him, and I was like, oh, he's shorter than I thought he was going to be.
Did he recognize you from the Family Dick series?
Yeah, from our many collaborations together. Yeah. Let me think on his name. I will. Oh! I just had him. He's Cody
Ozempic?
Cody Cummings. Cummings? Cody Cummings.
Cody Ozempic.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Cody Ozempic,
he was
that's
Cummings.
right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, I felt somebody.
He's Irish.
No. I did make out with the Irish porn star once before.
You did? Who?
Now that one, I don't remember the name. I can. Oh. Hold on.
Leprechaun?
Leper Econ. Yeah, that's Cody Cummings. Lauri's holding up a picture.
Lauri just showed us a picture of Cody Cummings, which I'm sure I'm sure Porn Decor Lounge now will be flooded with Cody Cummings videos.
When I remember the guy's name, it was for a movie. I had to make out with him, and he was a gay porn star.
Oh, you were in a movie where you had to make out with a gay porn star? I wonder what they call those kinds of movies.
Yeah, unclear. And so I thought that my friend Janae had, because she was behind me, we were walking through a crowd, I thought she had tried to get my attention by a really hard push on my back.
What kind of friends do you have?
Yeah, well, that's what I had said too. I was like, what the fuck? So I turned around and I look, and there was a person was laying straight back on the ground and shaking, having a seizure, and holding their glass. And I immediately turned to Janae and I said, go tell security. And then somebody else just was standing, but somebody was giving a presentation on stage, so nobody saw it because they were in the back and we were leaving the room. And so I yelled at this person to call 911 because I don't know the person's history. I grabbed the cup out of their hand because you don't want them to have anything that they can crush or anything in their hands.
Jay unzipped his pants and put his penis in his hand. It was really gross.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
it was
been
the
a fantasy he's had for a while.
It wasn't GLAAD, it was the avian.
You don't want him to swallow his tongue. So you gotta stop them from swallowing his tongue.
I heard it acts like a pacifier. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what they taught us in first aid. So I take out the glass. Luckily, this gorgeous, stunning woman rushes up and she goes, I'm a nurse. What happened? And I just filled her in really quick. And she goes, I'm going to take over. And I was like, yeah, please. So I get up and I find Janae and they brought security. So anyway, it was just you're supposed to, Lauri, you probably done first aid. Don't they tell you give people jobs because otherwise people will stand and stare.
Lauri's done fourth aid.
I'll tell you exactly what happened. One time I had a student who hurt herself. She cut herself with some scissors. And you're supposed to allocate. And I turned to my aide.
She was trying to rip up Lauri's
said,
bed sheets.
Yeah, I was all, is this Star?
Yeah.
She's giving payback.
And I turned to my aide and I said, get some bandages. I brought her over to the sink to, check the wound and wash it. And then I told another student, I said, go to the health office and get the nurse. And, because it was a lot of blood.
It sounded like go to the FAVA.
So I didn't,
like you were Hannibal Lecter.
So I was like, go to the blood and get the nurse. And then I look over. The aide is not looking for bandages. She's like, I'm not getting up. The student is like, I don't want to go to the nurse's
Are you guys running over there?
Yeah.
It's
the student is like, I don't want to go to the nurse's office. It's too far. So
What?
yeah, I ended up just wrapping the girl's hand in paper towels and sending her to the nurse's office. So, I mean, you think that things are going to happen swiftly, but people are terrible.
now I'm wondering
So I'm
if
just
the
letting you
rats
know.
are coming after the blood in the classroom. It sounds like it's a bloodbath
I know.
over there.
No, this was when I worked at the middle school.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And were you during your review? Did they bring that up? Like, well, we.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they didn't bring it. No, actually, the review was so weird. I mean, honestly, I'll send you a printout of it. It was like
I'm
I
okay.
don't think we're that interested.
no, it was just weird because it was so effusive of how well I was doing, but that they weren't going to continue having me at the school.
Joey, what are you reading? Oh, just a little night reading, Mom. Oh, what is it? It's Lauri's review from the middle school she worked at a few years ago.
I just like saying I'm going to give you a printout. Have you guys been following that Risa Tisa drama on TikTok?
What? Who? Risa Tisa?
Risa Tisa.
I love
Yeah.
that appetizer.
So it's this woman who goes on a 52-part saga to tell us about.
You told me you were doing this. I don't know that
Yeah.
much about it. Okay, go ahead.
So she meets this man in March of 2020, and they soon move in together because of the shutdown. They decide they're going to move in together.
Weird.
And just through the course of like a year and a half, maybe even less than a year and a half, she finds out that everything he tells her, I'm assuming because she's a terrible storyteller and hasn't gotten to the point yet,
Has she listened to the tea?
but everything he tells her is a lie. Everything. Like, and the crazy part is like, she would say things like, he talks to his sister all the time on the phone, but not on speakerphone. He talks to his sister when he's in the room with her, but then on the phone. So she only hears his side of the conversation. And I'm like, and he's talking to all these people, and I'm like, you never once said put it on speakerphone? Like, why wouldn't you just say put it on speaker? Like, it's just so crazy to me.
Wait.
So,
Maybe I zoned out for a second, but why is it any of her
I was
fucking
merging
business?
items on my
Yeah,
video
I was
games.
playing a merging game on my phone. Why is it any of her fucking business who he's talking to, what she's talking about?
because if I'm in the room and you're having the conversation, either go in another room or put it on speakerphone.
Okay, I get how that's a courtesy thing. You're right. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's a deal breaker. Like for
I don't know. I just think but come to find out, he was faking all those phone calls. All of them. He had conversations with
Hold on,
sisters
sorry.
that don't exist.
Uh-huh. No, she's here. Uh-huh.
Who are you talking to?
Sorry, I just have the phone call.
Who are you talking to?
No, she totally believes me. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't believe
She
anything
thinks,
you say.
yeah, she totally thinks. Uh-huh.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Who are you talking to?
What?
Hmm?
I just had to take that call. Sorry.
All
I put it on
good
mute,
for
though.
you.
I didn't hear what happened. What I made out with Kieran Biggs, in case anybody cares. I looked him up.
Kieran? Now I want to look him up. Who's Kieran Biggs? Did you enjoy making out with him?
Yeah, he was a good kisser. This was 2014 or 15, maybe.
He's a film actor.
What is your and Paul's like deal? Do you guys, if one of you wants to make out with somebody, is that allowed?
Don't say anything yet. Don't say. Oh, Jerry answered. I was gonna guess, but I was gonna guess no anyway. So
No. Okay.
Yeah, no, we're monogamous. But the slippery slope would be I've had to kiss a girl for a project, but I don't think he cares about that. But and I liked it. I know that brings me back to my straight days of being in my 20s. But I'm wondering, I wonder if he would ever really. I've never really asked him about this. If he would care if I got on a project where Queer as Folk or something, where I was just naked and rolling around with all these men. I feel like that'd be really weird.
My guess is I don't think he would care.
Yeah, I don't think he would actually. I think he'd be yeah, go ahead and live your life.
Yeah.
I would feel weird if you did that. No, I would feel weird if I've always said that when I was doing improv, if I kiss, I was fine kissing a guy, but if I kiss a guy, I was like, we have to full on make out. We're not just going to do a peck on the cheek. I'm going to full on make out with you.
All right, when you were doing improv, you would with men you'd really want to make out?
Because like the way that people would do kisses was it would be like kind of like cheeking to the audience, like, oh, isn't it funny that
I'm making out
we're not
with
a
Lauri.
couple,
Yeah.
but we're kissing, and I'm like, no, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna fucking do it. But I didn't want to kiss women because that was something that I wanted to do privately, and so it was like I could kiss a guy, 5
Is
days
this
from
why you're
Sunday,
always making out with me in front of Star?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, Star, it doesn't mean anything.
Star strangely she's very nonchalant about it. She's just like, whatever. She's
But I
making
will
her
not
food.
kiss Star. Because I'm like,
No.
it means too much.
Lauri, maybe you know this, but my intermediate at Groundlings teacher told me, she's like, if you ever feel like a scene is failing, admit your love for your scene partner. And that'll always just take it into a direction where it, like, if for some reason you're not getting laughs or whatever, then you just go, I have to tell you I love you. And that'll reignite the scene into something different. Was that something that?
Well, you always want to.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
you always
Jay,
want to have a connection.
What did you do?
You'll always want to have a connection, and it's hard sometimes. You always want to have a connection with your, like, create a connect. It doesn't have to be like, I had a coach one time say, like, say you guys have known each other for at least 3 years. That way it gives you enough time to where, you've known each other a little bit, but not enough to where, things don't surprise you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So always kind of have that attitude. I remember there was a scene with this comedian, Erin McGathy, that I loved, where her and this guy are breaking into a house, and they're like just, kind of casing the joint and just talking shop and like what they're going to take. And then all of a sudden Erin reaches out and goes, sweetie, I'm so glad you brought me this time. And it was just like, it completely changed the scene. And it was like such a fun scene after that. Cause it was like, now we're not watching a break-in. We're watching like a date that's a break-in, and it's like, now it's a date trope that's a break-in. So I just was like, that to me is like, yeah, you always want to kind of make it doesn't have to be romantic, but you have to have some kind of connection.
I want to go back to Jay for a second. Jay, can you ever imagine a world like in 5 to 10 years or so that you and Paul revisit the monogamy and not necessarily go totally open, but like loosen the rules a little bit?
So this is my first real relationship. Mm-hmm. And when he was with his ex, they were monogamous for 5 years. We've been together for 6 years. They were monogamous for 5 years the whole time. So I think Paul is for sure a fully monogamous person. And as far as I can see, I am too. Like I've been very happy and content. And even the thought, I get even the thought of him stepping out on me would drive me wild. Yeah. So I can't imagine it, but I am very whatever. Never say never. I have no idea what the future holds.
Yeah. Lauri, what about you?
I'm the same way. To be honest with you, I love Star, and the idea of her hooking up with someone else makes me nauseous.
Is that why you're always vomiting when Star and I make out? Because Star doesn't care when you and I make out.
Yeah.
I never knew.
Because she makes moans that she never makes with me. She goes like,
stop. Or like, get off me.
Yeah, those are the moans she makes with me.
Oh.
And so... No, so, but I just, like, for me personally, I can't say for Star. For me personally, it's like, I love her, but it's a lot of work being in a relationship. Like, not like work like bad. It's just, it takes up all your focus. You don't have any, like, real free time. It's just like, I go to work, I come home, I'm with her, And so... I think we organically give each other a good amount of alone time because that's just who we are. We're people who like our alone time. Mm-hmm. But I can't imagine having Star and then now going to another person. And, I think I would have to give less energy to Star so I could give half the energy to Star, half the energy to this other person. And then it's just like, well, then why am I dating Star now? Why would I, So it's just like, I can't imagine being a person who would do that. But like I said, who knows? Maybe in the future. I firmly say that when Star and I, if Star and I ever break up or God forbid anything happens to her, I'm not dating again. Like, I'm good.
I'm in the same boat.
Because she's marrying me. She told me this against my will.
Oh my goodness! I'll officiate.
Yeah.
I think Paul. If we ever break up, then I don't see myself in another long-term thing.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
a logical person would say that's crazy, but I felt the same way when I was dating Aiden, and now that Aiden and I have broken up, I don't see myself being in that situation again. I'll say that.
Yeah. You don't have the pangs for a relationship?
Not in the way that I had. If I'm being honest with you.
Well, the way that I kind of look at it is like my dating history before this was like A, almost non-existent, but B, was very like a lot of weirdos and crazies, you know, like, so I kind of fell ass backwards into just a great relationship that I feel like Star and I have like a really good rapport with each other, and we're both dorks and we both like, you know, doing silly stuff together, and we just have a great time.
What
and so
silly
I just
stuff
can't
do you guys
see
do together?
Pillow fights or what?
Yeah.
pillow fights. Yeah.
Do you go TP houses?
No, I mean, to be honest with you,
Can
like
you
a lot of
imagine?
the
I cannot wait. J. Thomas Plank, when ChatGPT releases that Sora or whatever, can you make a video of Lauri and
God.
Star TP in a house?
Are we already at
Your
AI
house.
making videos now?
Oh, you haven't seen this,
Oh,
Jay?
you should see it.
Oh, that's
you
scary.
should see it.
I haven't
It's
seen it.
Insane.
Where
It
is this? Where?
insane.
What are you seeing? Where are
Look
you
up
seeing it?
Sora. Sora.
I'll do it after. I don't want to
Yeah.
merge my.
But do it on the show. That would be Lori. Lori's like, guys.
I already saw
Lori's
Lori's screen light
glasses
up.
and her face.
I'm already
She
doing
was
it.
kind of in the dark, and then you saw her face just light up. Not even just like metaphorically. No, the screen from her computer lit up her face.
And in her glasses, you can read the website sora.com.
Lori, are you able to share your screen, or is just I'm the only one that can share my screen?
Do I need my glasses?
Let me see. I'm just waiting for the commercial to go through, and then I wanted to.
Does Riverside let you share screens?
It says share,
Oh
so
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
hoping.
yeah. That's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, but if you click that, then Cher will come out and sing. Oh,
Jay didn't make it in the Sunday Company either.
If I could turn back time.
what am I doing at this chicken shit gig?
Yeah, right, Lori. If I could turn back time, I wouldn't have Jay make that joke. Oh.
Can you guys see this? Can you see the
Yeah, we
video?
can
I
see
think it was a
This is-
winner.
This is all fake, Jay.
No,
That
not that
man
guy.
is?
That is all fake.
No.
No.
Oh,
Let's go ahead. Oh, here we go. This is a video.
all-
This video is all faked.
uh-huh.
This is all AI.
It's
Well,
an
I'm-
astronaut right now,
Oh,
and he's landed
It's
on
an
like,
astronaut with a knit cap. For some
yeah,
reason.
who's landed strangely in Antarctica or something. Or
Yeah,
wow, he looks
Yeah.
too real.
yeah,
I know. It's all faked.
yeah.
Why?
This is a movie trailer featuring the adventures of the 30-year-old spaceman. This is the story of a robot's life in a cyberpunk setting. There's one with a bird that I wonder if they're going to show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is a
Oh, I saw this
historical
one.
footage during the gold rush.
I mean, I am so against this. This actually scares me so much that this exists so powerfully, and it's only going to get more powerful from here.
Oh, I love it.
See, I'm in Joe's boat because I've sort of resigned myself to the fact that we're going to destroy ourselves 10 times over by the stupidest of things.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is amazing. Like, let's ride this wave. Like, I'm sure there's going to be things that we need to address, but
Let me
know,
play
I think
something
it's
for
great.
you. So, this Joe Batanz knows all about this, but there's drama in my personal friend world, not involving me. A friend and her sister are just at war with each other, and the sister wrote my friend a really, really, really nasty text message that my friend refused to read. She was so afraid of it, right?
Oh,
So we were all talking to her, and she said, "I'll only read it if Joe can make it that Keith Morrison reads the text message." So from Dateline NBC. So
Oh.
I'll play a little bit here.
1. I have never involved the kids in adult matters ever, and have had to tell you not to do this repeatedly.
That's not Keith Morrison.
No, it's not. But see, here's the thing about this technology is that this is the worst it will ever be.
No,
That's
I'm
what
saying
I mean-
no, it
Happen.
what?
The reason I didn't respond when you sent me a text in January asking about my move is because I'm not going to allow you to treat me like complete shit and ruin multiple Christmases and then Just act like nothing happened.
I mean,
Okay, well now I'm interested in the
like
drama.
Keith Morrison reading it.
So there are. I mean, when you
I don't think it really sounds, but it does in the beginning, but then it peters out.
when you're listening to it, you can hear, like, if you don't have another visual thing going on, you can hear the like little nuances of like the cadence going up and down, but there is a little bit of clippiness to it still. But I think it's just going to keep getting smoother and smoother. And I mean, the industry I want to work in, like, this is not good.
This is the worst it will ever be. Well, no, I think that to me, to be honest with you, the reason why I think it's not good is not for artists who want to create. I don't think it's good for studios, because the more technology that's in the hands of people, of just regular people, the more that people are going to be able to create things that studios, used to be able to create. And it's like, now I can create whatever I want. I don't have to rely on getting approval from, going and getting my movie sold or whatever.
This has been brought up before, and people have responded saying, like, iPhones have been capable of making very good quality movies for a few years now, and you're not seeing a rush of movies from iPhones.
Yeah.
I actually think it's a bigger tool for the studios. And I don't think either way is correct. I think it'll ultimately, there are people who should be afraid. I think animators should be afraid. I think graphic artists should be afraid. But in terms of creativity, voiceover work should be afraid. But I think in terms of creativity, or in terms of just everyday movie making, it's going to be very helpful, because now you can loop actors who are far away and you don't need them to come back. You can make the mouths match. I don't know why they didn't use that technology in Madam Web.
Yeah. Did you see it?
I'm going to see it tomorrow.
Okay.
You can do...
I can't. I refuse to watch anything Dakota Johnson's in.
Oh, I love her.
I can't stand
Why?
her.
She's an
I
icon.
love her.
That's not true, Ellen.
I can't stand her.
Why? It's because the Ellen. I forgot. Lauri is stridently pro Ellen.
She is a nepo baby. She is a nepo baby of the highest level. She has zero talent. She has no charisma. She's dead behind the eyes, and I don't understand why she is. People give her a movie. She has absolutely zero talent.
Jay, she brought down Ellen.
You could put a dead vagina on the stage, and that would be a better actor.
She brought down Ellen.
No, she did not. She did not bring down Ellen. She was a terrible interview. She was a terrible interview. Ellen got snippy, and the rest is history.
Oh, it's history.
I love her. For all those reasons you listed, I love her. And for that reason, I'm in, like, a Shark Tank. I find her
I can't. I can't stand her.
The press tour is more fun than any movie I think she'll ever do. I think she's just chaotic, and she has nothing to lose because she is a nepo baby. But yeah, I mean, like, you look at Bryce Dallas Howard, where I'm like, she was given a leg up too, and she's not doing half the stuff that Dakota's doing. It's wild.
Yeah, don't come for the pillars of the gay community. What do you mean she's not doing half the stuff?
She's actually doing she's actually a good actor. She's actually trying. That's what Bryce Dallas Howard is doing.
Lauri,
yeah, I guess so.
It would really, and I don't even care about Dakota Johnson. I really don't. But Lauri, what I love is no one, there should be odds in Vegas on you. No one can ever predict who you have your strongest ire towards. Like, who would ever think anybody, because Lauri's fine with everybody. And then all of a sudden Dakota Johnson is like,
I can't stand her.
What happened? What made this happen? What's the genesis of this?
When she got the 50 Shades of Grey, when she got that, they were like asking her, I forgot who interviewed her. It wasn't Ellen, but it was somebody interviewing her that was like, what about the book interested you? And she was like, I don't know what interested me. I just like the overall story. And I was like, done. I never want to see you ever again. I hate everything about you. I mean, and to be honest, what I find so funny is you're worried about technology. This is what I'm worried about, is these white women nepo babies who have no talent whatsoever. Uh-oh. And just because they are vapid and can't string together a sentence to save their lives, gay guys are going to fall over themselves supporting them for the rest of their lives. That's what I worry about.
What's the tone on Discord, you think? Do people love her or hate her?
It's funny that you say this, Jay. This reminds me, and by the way, Spiral Queen, I think this is an iconic moment in Discord history. Okay? Just Spiral Queen, I think is iconic. You're an icon. I love this. But in the Drag Race US channel today, and you guys can go look if you want, Spiral Queen posted a screenshot of her notes app. And it was, here are the names my girlfriend, who doesn't watch Drag Race, these are the how she, because Spiral's watching Drag Race, here's how she identifies the drag queens. And she goes down. But before, even there, in a parenthetical statement, she says, apologies in advance on Nymphia, my girlfriend is Asian.
Okay.
And then it goes and it has like, this or that. I guess I could read them. And when it gets to Nymphia, it says, Nymphia, Asian. That's how she remembers her. So I was like, all right, well, that doesn't seem, I'm not an Asian, but it doesn't seem like it'd be that offensive. Okay. Then you go down. Okay. So I'm going to tell you. So it says Dawn is known as Furry because she had the horns.
Right.
Maya, and I don't know why, is called Madam Web. Morphine is Ladybug because she looks like the ladybug from A Bug's Life. Nymphia, it says Asian. And then it gets to Plasma and it says theater faggot.
Oh.
And then it just moves on. And I go, what? I'm like, what did I just see? Right? And then Tom Bombs.
Sorry for saying Asian, but just throwing in throwing out faggot.
Guys, apologies in advance. My Asian girlfriend calls the Asian girl Asian theater faggot.
Yeah.
Right? And then Tom says, what's her excuse for Plasma? Theater faggot? And then Spiral, and this is even better. She goes, I think this was after the talent
She
show.
likes theater.
She likes theater.
Oh, is that what she said?
No, she goes, I think this is after the talent show. And I go,
that's
just overlook. Oh my God, this is the greatest. I want to like take a screenshot and put it on a frame in my office.
Yeah. Oh, you should.
That'd be
it's
great.
a safe space. I feel like the Discord is a fine spot for that type of post.
I would love it if you just got a tattoo across your chest that just said theater faggot.
Theater. Lauri, you were looking for an afterthought tattoo. There you go.
No, I don't want to get that.
Jay, we're 42 minutes into the show, but Jay, what do you got going on in the stories? We're not ending the show, but what's any stories you have for us?
I got one actually. That's kind of, it was a shock to the system. So I'm going to lay some. Okay, so I was at the gym, and the way that the locker room is set, my routine is almost the same every time. I go in, I put my gym bag into my locker, lock it, do like 20 to 30 minutes of cardio, go back in, get my gloves and my hat usually, and then I usually go do like whatever I'm working out for the day. So after my cardio, I'm going to get my stuff out of my locker, and I see this guy who's like my locker neighbor. So when you walk into the locker room, all the lockers are on the left. There's a large mirror on the right, and if you walk straight through, you're going to see the sauna, the showers, the pool, all that stuff.
Did you just say sauna?
Sauna, yeah, it's the sauna.
Okay.
So you go to see sauna, you see the sauna. So I go into my locker. As I'm closing it, he's like giving me this like double look, and I have my AirPods in, and I've told Joe this before that when I'm at the
hold
gym,
on for a second.
just
Before you say anything, do you get nude at your gym?
Oh yeah, I have.
When I'm talking about where your dick is swinging around in the locker room, kind of nude, or just you always have a towel and you.
Oh, I've had to change and stuff. If I'm going to something after the gym, I'll bring a change of clothes and stuff, and I'll lotion up and get dressed in the locker room.
Do you think this guy saw you nude and was very like, wait?
Did you just wait yourself?
Did you say you lotion up?
Yeah, I have to before I put on clothes. I always have to put on lotion.
Wait,
I like to be hydrated because I love my supple skin.
Lauri, can you imagine? Right? Can you imagine?
Oh, I can't. I couldn't wear. I lotion, but I couldn't wear lotion clothes right after lotion.
Can you imagine that he? I'm sorry, everyone. I'm showing a visual show. That he is nude, balls, dick out, and he's just like,
leg up on the bench, and steam is inexplicably coming from behind me.
Is this true, Jay? Is this true?
100%. I'm not standing there like spread eagle. I'm putting on like my moisturizer.
He's not like an old guy just airing his balls in the hand dryer.
Do you at least have your chonies on?
Yeah, why is this? I have a towel on, and then when I do the top part of my body lotioned, and then
it's a locker room.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not really that shameful about my body. I let the towel go. I lube up the whole bottom half, and then I put on underwear.
Years and years ago, when I was in my 20s, late 20s, I made a stupid decision because it was close to my job. and I signed up for a very expensive, like Equinox style gym in Irvine.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? There was the locker room and the showers, but then off to the side there was a area, and that's where they had the sauna and the steam room, and there's something else on the right. I don't know what that was, but then there was a whirlpool there, and I remember my muscles were sore. So I'm like, I'm gonna get in the fucking whirlpool. So I get in the whirlpool, and to my right there would have been the sauna and then the steam room directly to my right, like peripheral vision kind of thing. And I was in the whirlpool just hanging out. I wasn't even doing anything, just hanging out.
Were you nude?
And
Is
when
that
I
what we're
looked-
thinking?
Huh?
You're nude. You're nude?
I think I might have been. I don't remember.
Okay.
And I look to my right, and it's actually one of my big sex regrets in my life. There is an attractive, he would have been older then, probably in his mid to late 30s, man. Really good shape. In the steam room door looking at me, where I could see him, and he is full on looking at me, staring at me, playing with his dick, and essentially inviting me to go in the steam room. And I was just like, oh, and I just turned around and just stared straight ahead, right?
You're like going the swirl in the whirlpool.
Well, what's funny is my biggest fear was more getting caught more than anything, right?
And losing that membership. That was expensive.
Yeah. So, well, people say the Equinox in LA that has the steam room there. I don't know where I saw this. Is like crazy. Anyway, my question is, that was me, 20 years ago. What? And you're in LA at a gym. What kind of gym is this? What gym is it?
Like a chain, LA Fitness.
Okay. You're not worried about people like, as you're lubing yourself up in your chonies, that they're like off to the side, like diddling themselves, or that wouldn't bother you?
A, it wouldn't bother me, but also B, I'm telling you, this is not a sexy moment. I'm really doing it as I'm going fast because I'm usually trying to get dressed. I'm running late probably if I'm showering at the gym.
Okay, everyone in Discord land.
It's also weird that you're putting it on him. It's like that's not his responsibility. It's the creeper who's touching himself.
I agree with you. I'm not saying it's fault, but I'm saying people in Discord who are attracted to men. What would you think? That was my question.
Oh, I'm guilty. I mean, when you walk through a locker room, of course you're like throwing eyes to see if there's anybody cute doing anything. But if you're leering,
oh, interesting. Oh, that's a good question that Lauri kind of posed. Are you okay with Paul checking guys out?
oh, we've said like, oh, that server's cute, or like I don't understand the appeal of this. I mean, Joe and I have had these same conversations where we'll talk about a celebrity like intricately, like, what is the deal with people in Timothée Chalamet? Like, is it his nose? Is it his?
I don't fucking
so
get
that's
it.
Like Paul and I have those conversations for sure.
Yeah. Anyway,
He's like
sorry,
a
Lauri, go ahead.
lesbian with a penis. That's what the deal is.
Me?
He's like an effeminate man.
Lauri, what were you saying?
I thought that too when I first was going to the gym regularly. I was like, oh, I wonder if there's going to be like any like sexy women in there, and it's just usually old Korean women. So it's not, you don't have to worry. It's never any. What the hell is Joe doing?
I don't know. This is so not what the story was about.
Okay.
But now talking about all this,
I kind of hope he falls.
all this
a little
lotion
bit.
talk made. Now I got to get my CeraVe out.
No, Lauri, keep going.
Oh my god. You do also. I want to let you guys know that
Jay, you were telling a story.
that the gym is probably one of the more disgusting places to be. You don't want any part of your body touching any other part of anything else because it's rarely cleaned as well as you think.
I've got my sandals on. I'm telling you that it's not sexy when I'm changing in the gym. It's like
No, I know.
Yeah.
I get it.
sexy when I'm doing this right now?
No, it's not.
I hope you. I have this big thing. Like you have to do both legs.
Joe is.
Oh no!
Joe almost fell. Oh no!
That wasn't
Oh
sexy?
my God.
Me falling?
That was hot. That I'll remember. I'll keep that later.
I'm gonna love if my parents come in. They're like, "Oh, Joey," and I'm in my underwear with lotion on the desk
Yeah.
doing the tea.
Mom, I'm working.
I'm recording a podcast. I swear.
What the frick? What the frick? Where did this come from? What the frick?
What were you saying, Lauri? You were saying something.
Oh, I was just saying that gyms are nasty.
Yeah.
They're
Jay,
rarely ever clean.
Jay, will you finish a story?
and then
please?
usually
I'm trying.
the people who have the most sex at the gym are the people who work there. They're constantly boinking around
really?
the gym.
I
That's right.
I
You used
forgot
to
that.
work at a gym.
Yeah, I forgot Lauri worked at
Yeah.
one. Were you having a lot of sex at the gym?
I was having I was having any sex at the gym. I'm just saying other people that I worked with.
It was called LA Fatness. She didn't know. She thought it was their gym.
Real quick side detour one more time. Lauri, what do you think of Rebel Wilson? Now that she's lesbian.
I like her.
Mirror.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Huh?
I like her. I feel like here's what I really worry about her is that I feel like she
like she's a personal friend.
She's like, she's staying up at night.
Rebel.
Like, Star's like, Lauri, can't you get back to sleep? She's like, no, I'm really worried about Rebel Wilson. I can't stop thinking about
I'm worried about Rebel
It's
Wilson.
been 72 hours since you've last slept. What's wrong?
She goes, what's Rebel Wilson up to?
I just
Yeah, what do you worry about?
I worry that I'm worried that she's not 100% sure of herself, and so she's just sort of grasping at straws to see what works. And so she's like, I'm gonna lose weight. Okay, well, I didn't really feel happy then. Okay, I'm gay. I'm gonna be gay in a relationship. Okay, that didn't really. Okay, now I'm gonna have a kid. All right. So so I just worry that this isn't an upward thing we're seeing. This is a downward spiral. But I mean, I think she's hilarious. She could read the phone book and I would be laughing. So
okay.
I like her.
I caught a glimpse of her the other day and I said, I wonder if the lesbians were happy to have her aboard.
I don't necessarily find her attractive. I think she's a beautiful woman, but I do really I think she's probably one of the funnier
Lesbians?
like comedic actresses that are out there. So
Okay.
and I don't think she gets
What about Dakota Johnson?
accolades that she does.
Yeah, she's in a movie with Dakota Johnson.
Dakota Johnson can fucking, she can take a long walk off a short bridge. I do not care about her whatsoever.
Do you have a problem with Dawn Johnson or Melanie Griffith?
I mean, Melanie Griffith, isn't she like a drug addict?
What?
That's a pretty wild accusation.
How do you
to
know so
make on
many
the
intimate
air.
details of these celebrities?
Isn't that why Antonio Banderas left her? Because she was like a pill addict or something?
I don't
That's
know.
what
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
LMZ here.
I think she's good. I think she's a good actress. I think Don Johnson, he's fine.
Damn it, I wish I had like a thermos where I could just be leaning over a thing like, so what's going on with Melanie Griffith now, huh?
Yeah.
Like Harvey Levin.
All right, so what's the end of that story, Jay?
Well, that's it. I changed at the gym. No, I threw my bag into the locker and this guy who I would put at maybe like late 40s like looks at me and I have my AirPods in and I've told Joe before that when I'm at the gym, I'm like, don't bother me. I have my music playing. Like I'm not social. I don't want to like chit chat anything. And I see his mouth moving, but my music's very like up high. So I pull out an AirPod and I go, what? He goes, oh, you look so much like my old neighbor when I was working security detail for Paul Ryan. And I'm like, okay, Paul Ryan sounds familiar, but I'm like it's not clicking yet. And he goes, yeah, that was wild times. I used to fire a gun and I have a feeling that we're going to enter a big war, given that our president is a paid actor now, like Biden's not a real person. And I got to tell you that my chronological age, I'm much older than I look right now. And I just realized like all of a sudden I like had an outer body experience where I'm like, I'm locked into a conversation with a crazy person. Like, I don't know. I had no choice. Like
Welcome
I
to
was
me every other day.
Yeah. I should have called Joe and been like, here's somebody you can talk
What's
to.
it like? I'm like, was he looking at his phone the whole time?
So, and
Never, ever, ever take out your AirPods. Never. Just go, what? I can't hear you. And then walk away. That's it.
So immediately I start doing the math of like, okay, and this is, I mean, I'm telling you, he's rattling off these things about how he has a gun cabinet and he thinks he's going to have to use them and just like spiraling down. And I'm like thinking, how am I going to get out of here and still being polite? And I said, what am I doing? Like, why am I going to be polite? Like, I don't know this person. I've just finished the book, The Gift of Fear, where it says, trust your instinct and get out of there. And so I have a moment where I look at him and I go, I'm really sorry, but I'm not interested in having this conversation. And there was a guy next to me who was not in the conversation, but the guy gets up and leaves, like as if I was kind of, I mean, it's a rude thing to say. He moves and the other guy goes, what was that about? And I go, I have no idea. But like, I didn't want to like, he was spiraling into something that I don't want to talk about. And the guy goes,
Now you know how Paul feels when he talks to me.
yeah, I learned that phrase from Paul saying, I don't want.
That's where Paul. That's where he. Yeah.
I don't want to have this conversation with you.
Yeah.
It was just, it felt very powerful. And I was just like, why am I afraid of being
Good for
rude to
you.
this person? Like, but then Okay, so that happens. I leave the locker room and I'm doing like the floor exercises. And I see him kind of trailing exactly like in the areas that I'm going in. And I'm like, well, now I feel completely like, I don't know if I don't know what's going on in his brain. Like, he just didn't seem like correct. So I ended up shaving off about like 25 minutes of what I was going to do just to leave and get out of there because I didn't want to risk running into him in the locker room again. I already knew that he was right next to me, like in the locker room. And so I just booked it out of there. So not really like a fun ending to the story, but I was just like, man, this kind of blows. And it's the one that I really like going to the location. I'm like, I just hope I don't keep running into this guy.
Lauri, what would you have done in that situation? Just flip the genders. It was like a crazy woman.
I never would have taken out my AirPod. If he was talking to me, I would have just been like, "Oh, okay," and just walked away. Like,
Okay.
or her. You never take out your AirPod because then you've engaged them in a conversation, and that's the opposite of what I want to do.
Jay, you had a question for Lauri?
Yeah, I brought up this book, The Gift of Fear. Have you heard of it, Lauri? I really think you'd love it.
She's given me that gift about 4
No.
years in a row. I keep
She
asking
wraps it
her.
and delivers every day.
Yeah, every year I go,
Yeah.
Lauri, this is not fear, right? And she goes, nope. She lies to my fucking
Nope.
face. She full on
No,
gaslights
it's not.
me.
I swear on my grandmother's grave.
Yeah.
It's not Gift of
And
Fear.
you know what? She's being a bitch
Little
right now.
does she
'cause
know.
It was my grandmother's
grandmother.
grave. That she I'm like, what is this? And it was my grandma's headstone that she stole
Yeah.
from the cemetery.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah.
for shame.
I swear on I told you I swore on my grandma's grave.
I do want to recommend this book too. It's specifically aimed at cis women to really trust your instinct and gut. Whenever you feel like something is wrong, there probably is something wrong. And it's just, it's basically a compilation of stories of women who who either failed and like made excuses for why they did not get out of a situation where they were inevitably raped, hurt, shot, knifed, like anything, stabbed, I guess is a better thing than knifed. And then there's other sides where people go, I felt something was wrong and I did this and it saved my life potentially. So it's just kind of a compilation of those.
That's what we were watching this, Star and I were watching the show, and I won't say what it is, but there's the finale of the show, the big culmination of the show. You find out that...
Wait. This isn't True Detective, is it?
Damn it. Yeah, it is.
I'm going to watch this show. Don't spoil it.
I want to call it True Detective Cold Lesbians. That's what Who Weekly calls it. And yeah, they don't play lesbians.
It's not, though.
I know, they don't play lesbians.
It's not. They don't play lesbians. Well, actually, okay. This is a different scenario. Okay. So, just another thing about trusting your instincts is that, Star and I were watching a TikTok. Well, two things. Star and I were watching a TikTok about this woman who was kidnapped, and the guy brought her to the car and brought her in the car, and then she said, "No, I'm not getting in the car. You're gonna have to shoot me." And he goes, "No, get in the fucking car." Like, or I'm gonna. And she goes, "I'm not going with you to another location." And he didn't shoot her; he just hit her in the head. But I mean, still not great. But I mean, I was like, "Yeah, you never go to a second location." I don't understand
Oprah
why
taught us
people
that.
like, yeah, never go to a second location. Then there's another thing where, I mean, we've watched a lot of TikToks in this whole Risa Tisa drama, where people will be like, "Hey, like you're married and you have a house, right?" And then one of the people in the relationship wants to leave, and they go the other person. They go, "You need to leave. You need to leave the house. Pack a bag and leave." And I'd be like, "I'm telling you right now, Star, you're gonna leave. I'm not the one to leave. You will not kick me out of my own house. You're gonna have to call the police and get a restraining order or something. But I'm not leaving my own house."
But isn't it
Wait,
Stars also?
Because-
Wait, wouldn't it be Stars also?
yeah, but I'm not. Yeah, we can live there together, but I'm
Wait,
not leaving the house.
I want to explore this a little more.
I'm not leaving. You are not kicking me out of my own goddamn house.
But Star could use that same defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she can stay and I'll stay. But what I don't understand is these people who are like, "I want a divorce. You have to leave." No, bitch. I don't have to do shit.
Let me ask you a different question. Let's say you're a woman, you're in a domestic violence situation,
Call the police.
but the guy, the domestic abuser does not have to leave the house.
Well, by law, I mean, yeah. Unless you can show that you've been, injured or you've been in an abusive relationship. Also, in this situation, the domestic abuser would willingly leave the house.
I don't know.
Okay. I'm just saying. I'm not leaving the house. I was like, if we get a house together and you want me to leave, tough shit. So I don't know.
What was Star's response when you said that?
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh no, oh dear, oh she's at it again."
She's at it again. I guess there's really not
Yeah.
much more you can say after that.
When I say stuff like that, she always just pretends like there's like a crowd of people just watching us, and she goes, "Can you believe this, everyone? Can you believe what she just said?" So
Disassociation.
This is one of those
Yeah.
things where like we're gonna stop recording, and then everyone should know when we stop recording, there's probably a couple minutes, 1 or 2 minutes. We like, oh, that was nice, whatever, and then we end the call. And this is one of those moments where either I'm gonna call Jay or he's gonna call me, and we're like, can you believe Lauri? What Lauri said right there?
what is so crazy about that? Why is that crazy to not want to leave your own house?
I haven't thought it through yet. It just, you know what it is? It may not be. I'll tell you, I'm really trying to work through this. It may not necessarily be that. You just reminded me of a text message I got this week. It may not necessarily be what you're saying or whether you're right and wrong. It's just how vociferously you say it with such assurance that, like, no matter what the situation is, fuck you, I am not leaving my fucking house. So why don't your mom and dad still live in the house then?
Because my parents decided that in the divorce that my dad would have the house and my mom would move out. So
Did
that
she
was
wanna
decided.
leave?
Look, I mean, yeah, she wanted to leave.
Let me ask you this question. No, let me tell you this. This week I got a text message from Taylor, and it wasn't more than a couple lines exchanged. It just said, Lauri lies to her therapist? And I went, oh, is that the one where she tests her therapist? And he
You
said,
like
yes.
your therapist?
Yeah.
Oh.
If I don't like where we're going with it, I'll say I'll make up a story and see how they react to it.
This is clicking into place. I remember that.
Yeah.
You're testing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
okay.
Taylor never
Healthy.
responded after that, but the first line was, Lauri, in all caps, Lauri lies to her therapist, ! Question mark, ! Question mark. And then I confirmed that she said this, and there was no other exchange.
Well, therapists aren't infallible. I mean, there are some shitty therapists
But
out
hold
there.
on for a second. Hold on. Let's treat therapists as medical practitioners, right? What if I came in here and I said, I went to go see my doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And I went because my shoulder was hurting. But I also told him that I've been shitting blood. I'm not. But I just told him because I want to see what he says when I tell him I've been shitting blood.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think that was a little odd?
Well, I don't say it that crazy, but I mean,
I feel like
if
you
I
remember
was
you telling a story of what you say and that it was insane.
It was kind of insane. I forgot what it was, but it was insane. But I will say that Taylor's even said, I remember Taylor even saying that he's called his patients out sometimes, being like, I don't feel like you're telling me the truth. So, I mean, I want a therapist who's actually listening and, trying to help me, not one who's just going through the motions.
You hear that,
they're
Taylor?
playing
You might have a
merging
new
game on their
patient.
phone?
What?
What if they're playing a merging game on their phone while you're in therapy?
I will say this, the therapist I have now, I was playing a game on my phone and she goes, you seem distracted. And while we were talking,
hold
and I
on.
was like,
Am I the therapist?
Wait. I can't process this right now. It's too much. You're telling me you were playing this Sakakta game in therapy?
well, we were on the phone. We were over the phone.
Oh, that's right. You
And,
don't do it in person.
Yeah.
And what did you say? Did you lie or did you say I am actually?
No, I said, yeah, I am. Well, to be honest with you, I feel like I should have canceled because I had an incident that happened at school.
Star had just given me credits and I really wanted to use them.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I had an incident that happened at school. And so I had to go to a meeting and then I was like kind of late and then my link wasn't working. And then she had sent me something, but I couldn't access it. Like it wouldn't open. So I was kind of frustrated. So then I told the story about my uncle not going to our wedding. And so and then I went off into different stories. And so, I felt like it was like, I was more like trauma dumping on her than like,
What? She's your therapist.
because I had my last therapist was somebody who didn't offer anything. She didn't say anything. She would just say like, "What's up?" And then I would literally talk for 30 minutes.
I know that feeling.
And then she
So
would
do
just
I.
go like, "Sounds like you need to do this," or she wouldn't really say anything. My new therapist actually offers things, and she'll say things, and so I was just like, we're just still getting used to the pacing. It was kind of funny because at the end she goes, "Do you want to book another session?" I said, "Yeah," and she goes, "Oh, great!" Like she was shocked that I wanted to see her again, and I was like, "Yeah, I think it's going
I
well."
become the most non-committal person when somebody asks me if I want to book another appointment. I go, let me check my schedule and I'll call you. I never
I
want
book it right then.
Nope.
Yeah, I book it right then because if I don't, then I'll forget and I won't do
Yeah.
it. So if I want to, if I don't want to, then I'll say, I'll give you guys, going back to the not leaving the house, I'll give you guys a scenario that the reason why Star and I we're not arguing about this. The reason why we were talking about it.
Wait. Can you take us back to where we're going now?
About the
know what
house.
we're
How Lauri's not leaving.
Not wanting to leave the house.
They break up.
Uh-huh.
It was this Am I the Asshole where it was this guy who was married to his wife for 8 years. Long story short, his mom and his wife don't get along. They had a huge fight. The wife, the mother says something terrible to the wife about their newborn baby and her being a terrible mother. And the wife just cold cocks the mom in the face, just punches the mom in the face. And the husband, and it's at their house. And the husband
This sounds like a Rockin' Camp 4th of July.
Yeah. And the husband tells the mom, "You need to leave. You need to get out of here." And then once the mom leaves, he turns to the wife and says, "You need to leave. You need to take the baby and you need to go. I need space. I can't deal with this right now." And so then the wife leaves. And I know that most of these Am I the Assholes are made up. But to me, it was just so asinine that this woman was willing to pack up her baby and leave. I would have been like, "Fuck you. You leave if you need space."
This is all
So
making
that's
more
where I'm
sense
at.
now. This is making more sense. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just going to leave it
So
at that.
that's, yeah. So that's why I'm like, I don't get people who are like, "I need space. You need to leave." Yeah. Okay. I'll pack a bag and go. No, you pack a bag. If you need space, you leave. So that's it.
What if Dakota Johnson needed to leave?
What if Dakota Johnson needed to leave?
Yeah.
I'd pack a bag for her. I'd
what's so
be
funny?
like, "Where are you?"
If I got
Let's
Dakota
ship her out in
Johnson to come
space.
on the tee,
No.
Lauri would all of a sudden be like that high pitch, like, "Oh, hi," and then all of a sudden be super nice.
No, I wouldn't. I would not. I will tell you this. I would not participate in that episode. I fully do not like her.
Do you believe this, Jay?
I don't know.
Get Dakota Johnson on the show and see what happens.
Yeah, I have my reach. I think I can get her.
And I guarantee you it's going to be the most boring episode you've done because Dakota Johnson is a wet blanket and she is not interesting
You've
in
done
any
a
shape
show
or
with
form.
Nathan Patrick Brown, haven't you, Lauri?
Nathan Patrick Brown is leagues above. Nathan Patrick Brown is like
Naisha
Rebel
Patrick
Wilson.
Brown.
Nathan Patrick Brown. Nathan Patrick Brown.
Naisha Patrick Brown
Is-
Lopez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love hearing
I
Nathan and his stories.
I would talk to Nathan for a year fully on speakerphone every day for a year, then have spent
Wait,
one
on speakerphone?
second.
What does it have to do with
Yeah.
anything?
Yeah.
Is there a-
Just freely talking
Yeah.
throughout the day.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
On speakerphone.
I would literally talk to Nathan for a year, then spend 1 second dealing with Dakota Johnson.
Wow,
Do you want to host
I
Drag
really
Race Recap?
Sooner-
when we really unearthed something.
I cannot stand her.
Is she your Todrick Hall? Is she your Dustin Lance Black?
I think she might be. I mean, I legitimately have nothing good to say about her. Like, I could not care less what happens to her.
Do you have any celebrity that triggers you like that, Jay?
Not off the top of my I mean, no.
Is Star making something in a cauldron?
Actually, I was going to say since last week, all I've had is Cecilia, you're breaking my heart in my head all the whole week.
She made pot roast, and so she's getting it out of the crock pot.
All right. Well, you
I've
know
heard the
what? Then that's as
crock pot
good of a
is-
time. Well, did you ever figure out the celebrity, Jane, that you
What?
that triggers you? Do you ever hear the celebrity that triggers you?
I'll report back. I actually, if it's somebody I don't like, I have learned to just not even think about them or to seek out their stuff because it'll just frustrate me. I have a singer who's very popular.
Who is it?
And she's very always in the news, and she happened to be at the Super Bowl, who I don't really enjoy her music. But
You know, I saw this think piece actually that I read.
Ice Spice?
Yeah.
I actually don't
I
mind
read
Ice
this-
Spice.
I read this think piece about with Usher.
I love Usher. Oh, I want to see him bad. He's so hot still. Did you see him? He looks so good.
He looks good, but what is up with... I mean, he dates women who look like they, are not doing well. Like, they look like they have health issues.
Well, he dated Chili for a long time from TLC. I don't know who he's with now, though.
Yeah. Do you know who Chili's with?
Yeah, Joey Lawrence, right? Or Matthew Lawrence.
Yeah. No, Matthew
Yeah,
Lawrence.
I love
Matthew
that.
Lawrence was the hottest one actually too.
He
hotter
was. He
of
was
the two.
cute.
Yeah. I think that's a
Is
cute
he still?
matchup.
Is he still attractive? I haven't seen him in years.
I don't know. I have no idea.
He's very skinny now. He's very skinny.
Interesting.
So he's got kind of like an emaciated look to him.
I like that look. Do you guys know who this?
What were you gonna say?
This
What think piece?
Do you guys
did
know
read?
this this TikToker named Merrick Hanna?
No.
So he comes across. I'm trying to know. He comes across my TikTok feed. It'll be apparent why in a second. And he posted this dance. He's like a TikTok dancer, right? And here's a new one actually I've never seen. So I sent this to Jeremy. He didn't laugh, but it's him with some guy. They're doing the SpongeBob SquarePants dance. And I was like, oh look, me and Aiden took a movie in LA.
Which one is who do you like?
He's the.
I don't like him. He just comes on
No,
my
it's
feed.
him and Aiden.
Oh,
The skinny kid is the one that comes on my feed, but he's been
Yeah,
doing
the
this
fat one
SpongeBob
is
dance.
Joe.
So I said, oh, it's me and Aiden in LA.
I don't like that chin beard. What he's got going on?
is that a mask?
Are you planning on
No.
doing that?
No, is
Okay,
that what I'm
good job.
doing?
No,
Oh.
not at all. That's why I was worried that you
No.
said that looked like you.
No,
'cause
well,
I
I'm
was
just saying
like,
because a
please, God,
fat
don't do
Mexican
that.
with a skinny white boy.
Oh yeah.
All right, Jay, what do you got going on the next couple of weeks? What can we look forward to in the next episode?
Oh, actually, the audience had to do a guest DJing spot on something called Station Head for their early 2000s, like late 90s pop channel. So I'm going to be, for 2 hours, I don't know when, we're hammering down a date right now, but I'm going to be a guest DJ, and I get to pick the music, the playlist, and they're going to do like a little interview with me. So when that happens...
Oh.
Yeah, hopefully, I think we're going to probably have one...
Please let us
Yeah,
know.
we'll have one more episode of The Tea, I think, when I can give the official date, because it's going to be in March sometime. So I will let everybody know when
Great.
that is. I'm very
All
excited.
right, Lauri, what do you got going on?
Bloody Podcast, I think, will be coming out. I think we're going to try and change the name.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Do you have some ideas?
Bloody Talk Show.
We do, but we're not 100% sold. So I don't know. We'll see.
Does that mess up the feed?
We're thinking...
When you rebrand, do you have to make a whole new... Do you lose your listener?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. I
don't
don't know
think
how that
so, but
works,
who
because
knows?
I was afraid of changing my name on socials, and I thought, do I lose everybody if I start changing
To
all my
what?
stuff around? Well, now mine across the board on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram is still _jealous, because before it was don't underscore be underscore jealous, but now I'm the same across everything, which is nice.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were thinking of we had thought about Queens of Darkness. But then we were also thinking maybe Dark Queens. But then we were worried that maybe that sounded like two black women on a podcast.
That's
so we're
where
like,
my
is that
mind
like
went.
a little yeah.
What about theater
So-
faggots?
Yeah.
It doesn't have anything to do with the podcast, but
Yeah.
All right.
Or sauna.
it's sound.
Very good. All right, guys. We'll see you guys a couple of weeks right here on the Tea.